All right, guys, we're starting a new book by Euripides, Medea. I guess it's a play by Euripides. It's I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's yeah, it was written in 431 BC. I'm not sure where he's from. Not sure um where Euripides is from. Not sure what his background is. But I heard Thomas Hobbes as a young boy. He was precocious, like a genius young boy, right? Very smart for his age. He kind of knew his purpose in life at a young age, and I guess he translated this as a young person. And sometimes when I read a book and something gets shown to me to read it again, or if I watch a podcast, someone mentions a certain book that I had bought a while ago, and oh, I'm going to read it. If he mentioned it, I want to makes me expedite the process. So this one's called Medea, Medea by Euripides. So there's a characters. I'm going to read it only until my alarm goes off. So we have a nurse, a tutor to Medea's sons, Medea, chorus of Corinthian women, Creon, king of Corinth, Jason, Aegeus, king of Athens, messenger, Medea's two children. So we have a scene right here before Jason's house in Corinth. So to begin is the nurse. If only they had never gone, if the Argos whole never had winged out through the grey blue jaws of rock, and on towards Colchis, if that pine on Pelion's slopes had never felt the axe and fallen to put oars into those heroes' hands who went at Pelias' bidding to fetch the golden fleece, then neither would Medea, my mistress, ever had set sail for the walled town of Iolcus, mad with love for Jason, nor would she, when Pelias' daughters at her instance killed their father, have come with Jason and her children to live here in Corinth, where coming as an exile she has earned the citizens' welcome, while to Jason she is all obedience, and in marriage that's the saving thing, when a wife obediently accepts her husband's will. But now her world has turned to enmity and wounds her where her affection's deepest. Jason has betrayed his own sons and my mistress for a royal bed, for alliance with the king of Corinth. He has married Glauce, Creon's daughter. Poor Medea, scorned and shamed, she raves, invoking every vow and solemn pledge that Jason made her, and calls the gods as witness what thanks she has received for her infidelity. She will not eat, she lies collapsed in agony, dissolving the long hours in tears. Since first she heard of Jason's wickedness, she has not raised her eyes or moved her cheek from the hard ground, and when her friends reason with her, she might be a rock or wave of the sea for all she hears, unless maybe she turns away her lovely head, speaks to herself alone, and wails aloud for her dear father, her own land and home which she betrayed and left to come here with this man who now spurns and insults her. Poor Medea, now she learns through pain what blessings they enjoy who are not uprooted from their native land. She hates her sons. To see them is no pleasure to her. I am afraid some dreadful purpose is forming in her mind. She is a frightening woman. No one who makes an enemy of her will carry off an easy victory. Here come the boys back from their running. They've no thought of this cruel blow that's fallen on their mother. While they're young heads and painful thoughts don't go together. Enter the tutor with Medea's two sons. So the tutor, "O nurse and servant of my mistress's house, tell me what are you doing standing out here by the door, all alone, talking to yourself, harping on trouble? Eh? What does Medea say to being left alone?" So the nurse responds to the tutor, "Old friend, tutor of Jason's sons, and honest slave, suffers in her own heart the blow that strikes her mistress. It was too much, I couldn't bear it, I had to come out here and tell my mistress's wrongs to earth and heaven." So tutor, "Poor woman, has she not stopped crying yet?" Nurse, "Stopped crying, I envy you, her grief's just born, not yet half grown." Tutor, "Poor fool, though she's my mistress and I shouldn't say it. She had better save her tears, she has not heard the worst." So nurse, "The worst? What now? Don't keep it from me. What has happened?" Tutor, "Why, nothing's happened. I'm sorry I said anything." Nurse, "Look, we're both slaves together. Don't keep me in the dark. Is it so great a secret? I can't hold my tongue, or I can hold my tongue." Tutor, I'd gone along to the benches where the old men play at dice next to the holy fountain of Perrine. They thought I was not listening, and I heard one say that Creon, king of Corinth, means to send these boys away from here, to banish them and their mother too. Whether the story's true, I don't know. I hope not. Nurse, but surely Jason won't stand by and see his sons banished, even if he has a quarrel with their mother. So Jason married that's probably the woman who Jason left Medea for his dad, Creon, the king of Corinth. That's why he wants to send the women away with their kids. So nurse, but surely Jason won't stand by and see his sons banished, even if he has a quarrel with their mother. So the tutor, old love is ousted by new love. Jason's no friend to this house. So nurse, then we're lost if we must add new trouble to old before we rid of what we had already. So tutor, but listen, it's no time to tell Medea this. Keep quiet, say nothing about it. Nurse, children, do you hear what sort of father Jason is to you? My curse on. No, no curse. He is my master all the same. He is guilty. He has betrayed those near and dear to him. Tutor, what man's not guilty? It's taken you a long time to learn that everybody loves himself more than his neighbor. These boys are nothing to their father. He's in love. Nurse, run into the house, boys. Everything will be all right. The children move away a little. The children move away a little. You do your best to keep them by themselves. As long as she's in this dark mood, don't let them go to her. I've watched her watching them, her eye like a wild bull's. There's something that she means to do, and I know this. She'll not relax her rage till it has found its victim. God grant she strike her enemies and not her friends. Medea's voice is heard from inside the house. Medea, oh, oh, what misery, what wretchedness, what shall I do if only I were dead? Nurse, there, you can hear, it is your mother. Racking her heart, racking her anger. Quick now, children, hurry indoors, and don't go within sight of her or anywhere near her. Keep a safe distance. Her mood is cruel, her nature dangerous, her will fierce and intractable. Come on now, in with you both at once. The children go in and the tutor follows. The dark cloud of her lamentations is just beginning. Soon I know it will burst aflame as her anger rises, deep in passion and unrelenting. What will she do now, stung with insult? And what would she do now that she's stung with insult? So Medea indoors. Do I not suffer? Am I not wrong? Should I not weep? Children, your mother is hated, and you are cursed. Death take you with your father and perish this whole house. Nurse, oh, the pity of it, poor Medea, your children, why? What have they to do with their father's wickedness? Why hate them? I am sick with fear for you. Children, terror of what may happen. The mind of a queen is a thing to fear. A queen is used to giving commands, not obeying them, and her rage, once roused, is hard to appease. To have learned to live on the common level is better. No grand life for me, just peace and quiet as I grow old. The middle way, neither great nor mean, is best by far in name and practice. To be rich and powerful brings no blessing. Only more utterly is the prosperous house destroyed when the gods are angry. Only more utterly is the prosperous house destroyed when the gods are angry. Enter the chorus of Corinthian women. Give me 1 second. I want to go back. This is uh, to have learned to live on the common level is better. I like that. No grand life for me, just peace and quiet as I grow old. So anyway, enter the chorus of Corinthian women. So chorus. I heard her voice. I heard that unhappy woman from Colchis, still crying, not calm yet. Oh, nurse, tell us about her. As I stood by the door, I heard her crying inside the palace, and my own heart suffers too. When Jason's house is suffering, for that is where my loyalty lies. Nurse, Jason's house? It no longer exists. All that is finished. Jason is a prisoner in a princess's bed, and Medea is in her room, melting her life away in tears. No word from any friend can give her comfort. Medea still from indoors. Come, flame of the sky, pierce through my head. What do I gain from living any longer? Oh, how I hate living. I want to end my life, leave it behind and die. So chorus. O Zeus and earth and light, do you hear the chanted prayer of a wife in her anguish, turning to the door and addressing Medea? What madness is this? The bed you long for, is it what others shrink from? Is it death you demand? Do not pray that prayer, Medea. If your husband is won to a new love, the thing is common. Why let it anger you? Zeus will plead your cause. Check this passionate grief over your husband, which wastes you away. Like, check it, like, keep it in control. Check this passionate grief over your husband, which wastes you away. Medea, mighty Themis, dread Artemis, do you see how I am used? In spite of those great oaths I bound him with by my accursed husband? Oh, may I see Jason and his bride ground to pieces in their shattered palace for the wrong they have dared to do to me unprovoked. Oh, my father, my city, you I deserted, my brother I shamefully murdered. I wonder why she murdered her brother. Maybe he didn't want her to leave. Nurse, do you hear what my mistress is saying? Clamoring to Themis, hearer of prayer, and to Zeus, who was named guardian of men's oaths? It is no trifling matter that can end a rage like hers. That's what the nurse said. Chorus, I wish you would come out here and let us see her and talk to her. If she would listen, perhaps she would drop this fierce, resentful spirit, this passionate indignation. As a friend, I am anxious to do whatever I can. Go, nurse, persuade her to come out to us. Tell her we are all on her side. Hurry before she does harm to those in there. This passion of hers is an irresistible flood. So the nurse, I will, I fear I shall not persuade her. Still, I am glad to do my best. Yet as soon as any of us servants goes near to her or tries to speak, she glares at us like a mad bull or a lioness guarding her cubs. The nature goes, or the nurse goes to the door where she turns. The men of old times had little sense. If you called them fools, you wouldn't be far wrong. They invented songs and all the sweetness of music to perform at feasts, banquets, and celebrations, but no one thought of using songs and stringed instruments to banish the bitterness and pain of life. Sorrow is the real cause of deaths and disasters and families destroyed. If music could cure sorrow, it would be precious. But after a good dinner, why sing songs? When people have fed full, they're happy already. The nurse goes in. Sorrow is the real cause of deaths and disasters and families destroyed. So, chorus. I heard her sobbing and wailing, shouting shrill, pitiful accusations against her husband who has betrayed her. She invokes Themis, daughter of Zeus, who witnessed those promises which drew her across from Asia to Hellas, setting sail that night, threading the salt strait, Chian barrier to the Pontic Sea. Themis, daughter of Zeus, who witnessed those promises which drew her across from Asia to Hellas, setting sail that night, threading the salt strait, Chian barrier to the Pontic Sea. So I think Themis probably also has her own like story of love too, you know. So Medea comes out. She is not shaken with weeping, but cool and self-possessed. So Medea, women of Corinth, I will not have you censure me, so I have come. Many I know are proud at heart, indoors or out, but others are ill spoken of as supercilious just because their ways are quiet. There was no justice in the world's censorious eyes. They will not wait to learn a man's true character, though no wrong has been done them, one look and they hate. Of course, a stranger must conform, even a Greek should not annoy his fellows by crass stubbornness. I accept my place, but this blow that has fallen on me was not to be expected. It has crushed my heart. Life has no pleasure left, dear friends. I want to die. Jason was my whole life. He knows that well. Now he has proved himself the most contemptible of men. Surely of all creatures that have life and will, the women are the most wretched. When for an extravagant sum we have bought a husband, we must then accept him as a possessor of our body. This is to aggravate wrong with worse wrong. Then the great question, will the man we get to be bad or good? Will the man we get be bad or good? For women, divorce is not respectable. To repel the man, not possible. Wrong with worse wrong. The great question, will the man we get be bad or good? For women, divorce is not respectable. To repel the man, not possible. Still more, a foreign woman coming among new laws, new customs needs the skill of magic to find out what her home cannot teach her, how to treat the man whose bed she shares. And if in this exacting toil we are successful and our husband does not struggle under the marriage yoke, our life is inviolable. Otherwise, death is better. If a man grows tired of the company at home, he can go out and find a cure for tediousness. We wives are forced to look to one man only, and they tell us we at home live free from danger. They go out to battle, fools. I'd rather stand 3 times in the front line than bear one child. But the same arguments do not apply to you and me. You have the city, your father's home, the enjoyment of your life, and your friends' company. I am alone. I have no city. Now my husband insults me. I was taken as plunder from a land at the earth's edge. I have no mother, brother, nor any of my own blood to turn to in this extremity. I was taken as plunder from a land. So I make one request: if I can find a way to work revenge on Jason for his wrongs to me. Say nothing. A woman's weak and timid in most matters. The noise of war, the look of steel makes her a coward. But touch her right in marriage, and there's no bloodier spirit. Like touch her right in marriage. Like touch her right in marriage. Like that's her right in marriage. Like touch her husband, or the husband cheats on her. That's her right in marriage. Her rights as a loyalty and and fidelity. Um, there's no bloodier spirit. So I'll probably end up reading that again, but we'll stop right there because I gotta go. So Jason and Medea, interesting.